We have whistlers in the house. I'll need your help on the chorus. Some things in life look bad. They can really make you mad. And other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this will help things turn out for the best.
Whoa, always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
If life seems jolly rotten, then there's something you've forgotten. And that's to laugh and dance and smile and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing.
Oh, always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
Good morning. Terrence T. Jazz Lewis is with us on bass today. Big round of applause. And here's Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Yeah, that's convincing. No, really, how is everyone? You know what? I only do that kind of thing because you are the one who sets the intention for your day. So if you come in and I say, how are you doing? You're like, yeah, I'm all right. How do you expect your day to show up? That's the thing to ask yourself. How do you expect your day to show up? You know, and it's not giving lip service to, we have to be happy all the time. No, it's actually saying, what do I really feel inside? And you know what? If you really feel inside, yeah, I'm not feeling that great, then allow yourself to go there. But know that you are the one who's in charge of it. You are the one who's in charge of it. So we'll talk a little bit more about that today. What do I have to say? So, yes, good morning. I'm a little jazzed up now. I always get jazzed up at the beginning of the service. It's so funny because Frank came over, she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm a little tired today. Doesn't matter when I get up here now. We come here as a spiritual community every single Sunday to know one thing and one thing only, and that is that right where we are is the infinite creative power of a divine energy that cannot be stopped. And it is flowing through us, it is expressing as us at all times, without fail, all the time. Everything we think isn't, it actually is. I'm going to talk more about that today as well. So we come here to celebrate this idea and to remind ourselves of this idea and to remind ourselves that we're the ones who ultimately are in charge of the expression of our lives. And when we really get in touch with that, then we begin to make conscious changes for the better. That's what I stand for. Conscious change for the better of the individual, for the betterment of all of humanity. So what do you say? Shall we celebrate that today?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's start with his brand new Pierre Gautreau original song.
What?
It's a brand new song. You'll catch on very easy.
Yeah, and the words are in.
And the words are
Yes.
in are on your song sheet as well.
Ooh, loving's easy. Ooh, loving's easy. It's our natural state of being. It feels so good, it feels so free. Loving's easy. Realizing who we are, the sun, the earth, the Father star. Loving's easy. We must walk the peaceful path. We must walk the peaceful path, the peaceful path. loving's easy. Ooh, loving's easy. Ooh, loving's easy.
So right here, we're gonna give it a little zhuzh. Whoever wants to sing with Fran and Pierre on Ooh, Lovin' is Easy, go ahead. For those of you who want to sing with Jonathan and I, we're gonna sing We Must Walk the Peaceful Path. And we're just gonna mix and do it over and over until we got it. And then we're gonna end on Ooh, Lovin's Easy.
Allow yourself to really get into the flow of it.
Feel free to stand if you want, get in the groove.
We must walk the peaceful path. 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 Ooh, loving's easy. Ooh, loving's easy. Good job.
Yeah. I love when Pierre brings his new music. He sent this at the, Tuesday or Wednesday. And I was like, I get so excited when there's new music. New music. We must walk a peaceful path. You know, the messages the last couple of weeks have been in relationship to what's happening in the world. Today is going to have a similar tone, just a little bit. But I also want to point out that next week we step into the last month of this year. Well, this coming week. Next Sunday is the first Sunday of the last month of the year. And I've decided that because of everything that's happening, I really want us to celebrate and honor the idea of peace in our own lives and peace in this world. So it is going to be the season of peace. That's going to be our theme for December. And I think that feels very appropriate. And we're going to be doing songs that are related to peace and really ending this year in an uplifted way, remembering who we are and how we show up in this world. There are some people in this community who have decided to show up in this world in very profound ways through their commitment to themselves and to the philosophy that we teach. These people are licensed by our organization as practitioners, we call them, and they are here to know the truth for you. That is first and foremost the thing I want to make sure everyone knows, that practitioners are here in service to this community and to you. I'm going to invite all the practitioners who are present in the room to please stand up, all the licensed practitioners. We have 9. There are 4 who are present here in the room. Margaret Ann is also a practitioner. She's out in the bookstore today. They are here. If you would like a 1-minute miracle following service, you can certainly go up and let them know what's happening for you, and they will know the truth right then and there in that moment for you. You're also welcome to book them for full treatment sessions, full prayer sessions, and their business cards are on the information table. So I try to remind everyone that they are here and they are of service to you, and here we are. We also have a practitioner get up every week. Do you need this? Yes, I see a piece of paper in your hand. We have a practitioner who gets up every week and shares their beautiful expression of wisdom that flows through them from the intuitive nature of this great creative power. And I am grateful for what they bring and how they constantly inspire me to be a better person. And here, offering her words of wisdom today, please welcome to the lectern, Judy Southern.
Oh, look at this. There we go. Doesn't fit, but now it does. Hello, everybody. And hello, everybody online. We've talked a lot about remembering who we are. just knowing who we are. That's part of our mission statement, remember who we are. And as I read the Science of Mind book, the big book every day, the daily readings, a particular quote from Ernest Holmes caught my attention. And it's something we've heard before, but when I read something over again, year after year, day after day, month after month, or whenever I read it, I always see it with new eyes, hear it with new eyes. It has a deeper meaning to me. So you've heard this before, but here's a quote from The Science of Mind from Ernest Holmes. Mind, with a capital M, is individualized, but never individual. This mind, which is universal, will never be anything less than that. Will never be anything less than universal. It will never be individual, but it will be individualized. There is a great difference. The wave in the ocean will never be a wave by itself. It will be the ocean as a wave, and that is all it will be, caught up in a wave, but still the ocean. Now, we've heard that before, that whole wave in the ocean analogy, but it just hit me as, in a deeper way this time, in a deeper way simply because we're always talking about remembering who we are. So what we call God, pure spirit, infinite intelligence, or whatever else we want to call it, it is who we are. We are caught up in us, but still God. God expressing by means of me, by means of each of us, individualized, God individualized. We are each a different type of the very same thing. The same thing is God. There's no separation, no separation. And that really hit me more deeply than ever before. It's one thing to intellectualize, it's another thing to embody. And it just feels like it's in my subconscious mind. It's my tendency of habit now, my tendency of thought. That is who I am and who we are. So this understanding helps me see the divine in every single person, in every single thing. It helps me see the divine in everyone, no matter what. And that's what makes it easy. That's what makes it really easy. That's what makes life easy. I know it seems difficult sometimes, but it can become easy. I can see family and friends and all humanity. I can see every member of my family differently. I see them as divine. I see every friend in my life. I see them differently. I see them as divine. I see all members of humanity. I can see humanity as divine. In spite of what goes on, in spite of what choices people make, I may not condone the choices that people make, especially the people who do harm, but I see the divine in them. Because of this understanding, and this is what I call unconditional love. So speaking of family and friends and all humanity, I have a friend here today. A friend who's been my friend for 40 years. Wow. Everything just comes flashing back now. I'm so glad that she's here because we have shared so much in our lifetime. And I'm so glad she's here to see what I'm always, always talking about. Seeing the band, hearing the band, seeing Jonathan, seeing all of you. Because when we have our coffee talks in the morning, because now we live far apart, a 2-hour drive, I mean, that's not that far, but our lives are very busy. We have coffee in the morning. Oh, she phones me 7:30, 8 o'clock, and when the phone rings, I know it's her. It has that ring. So I know it's Linda. This is the other Linda in my life. So we have shared a great deal. We've been single parents together in our younger days, and we're still young. We were teachers. We lived in the same apartment building, and what an apartment building that was. What a community. A community, and there were a lot of single moms in that building, so we really formed a bond. And we've evolved over the 40 years. Linda and I used to have, we each have one son, and so we used to make a point of cooking dinner for the family. Linda and her son, and me and my son, and once a week we would go to each other's place and have a family dinner. That's what single moms did then, or that's what we did then. We traveled to England as a family and had a great and glorious time, and Linda took me on a whirlwind tour through England. I'll never forget the night that we went to the Chuck Mangione concert at what used to be the the O'Keefe Center. What a magical, magical, magical night that was, and I can still hear Chuck Mangione playing on his flugelhorn. Feels so good. And it felt so good. It was magical. We went to a bar after that, and nothing could take the place of that concert. Who needed to be in a bar? And I did. When I graduated from U of T, because as both teachers, we took our university courses at that time. We took them part-time, and Linda was there at Convocation Hall with me. I had 3 tickets. I had my son, another friend, and I had Linda. So she was there for all of the milestones in my life. Like, this is really important to me. When my second husband and I met, Linda was there. When he had his first birthday at AA, Linda was there supporting me. When he died in 2011, Linda was there. On my 60th birthday, my husband and I were living, he was at home still, and he had dementia, so Linda knew that he wouldn't know that it was my 60th birthday. So what comes to the door from afar, from Brighton, but this beautiful, beautiful bouquet or arrangement of yellow roses. And I knew immediately what Linda was thinking. She knew. It was telepathic. Vic wouldn't have known it was my birthday. It was extremely touching. So she even rescued me from a moth. I have this phobia, and I was writing an essay one hot summer night. The balcony door was open, duh, and of course that's when the moths come in. And it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was wrapping up my essay, and I went to go to bed, and there was a moth on my pillow. And when you have a phobia, there's no way I'm going to go to bed. So I ran up to the 5th floor to hear if there was a sign of life at her place, and I heard music. I went back downstairs and phoned her, and I said, "Are you up?" And she said, "Yes, I'm up." I said, "There's a moth on my pillow. I can't go to bed." So she did what friends do, and she got a jar and a lid and came and scooped it up. And she said, "Only a friend would do this." And that's true. Only a friend would do that. So all of that, we've seen the best and the worst in each other. The best of times and the worst of times, and the best and the worst in each of us, too. And we've evolved, and it all feels so good. And it's so easy now. So God expresses through each of us, and each of us. God expresses through each of us, never by ourselves. Just like the ocean as the wave, as God is like us. So I have an affirmation for us to say. And if it resonates with you, please say it with me a couple of times. I choose to see God in myself and everyone, no matter what. I choose to see God in myself and everyone, no matter what. I choose to see God in myself and everyone, no matter what. Peace. Thank you.
I choose to see God in myself and everyone, no matter what. That's a powerful statement. It's a very powerful statement to stand up and say, regardless of circumstances, regardless of what's happening in the world, regardless of what I think I know, I see only God. I see only love. Thank you for that. I'm going to speak about you for just a moment. One of the things that I stand for, and we have made a commitment in this center as our vision, is to empower the art of awakened living. And this is someone who demonstrates that for me every single day in every encounter that I have. So I honor you, Judy. Thank you. The way we do that is through our mission, which is love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. That's the truth.
Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Do it now. Do it now. forgive everything. Remember who you are. And so I invite us all to take that breath, recognizing that the breath is the act of spirit acting upon itself by means of us. And relaxing into this moment, allowing ourselves to be centered and receptive, I invite Judy to lead us in affirmative prayer.
For I know there is one infinite intelligence, one pure spirit, one divine presence, and I call it simply God. And this God, this pure spirit, this intelligence is always flowing, forever flowing through all of life. It is a power for good, and it is available to us, and we get to choose. It flows through us. Its nature is to create, and it is always creating through us by means of us. And I know in this moment, as it flows through us, we get to choose, and we can choose. And I affirm that we choose love, that we radiate love, that we dive in and choose love only, for that is who we are. That is our true nature. We are love. We are all that God is, God's wisdom, God's truth, God's peace, God's love. Love is who we are. Let us radiate our love out to this world that is welcoming and waiting and needs the love. Let us be the change. Let us change the world right now by the very nature of who we are, by our love. And so knowing that these words spoken are now fact in mind, I release these words to the law that says yes, the law that does the work. I let it go to the law of God. I let go, let God. I let God be God. I release with gratitude for the love in this sacred space that we call our center. I let it go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is.
Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Love only, forgive everything. Remember who you are.
Thank you, Judy. I think you've taken a lot of my papers, but that's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. No, I have notes. Thank you. I talk every week about how much I love this band and how much I'm grateful for what they offer to this community in terms of their talent and their time, quite frankly. I mean, they really put in a lot of hours every week to make what happens up here happen seamlessly, and I cannot thank them for that enough. And I'm so grateful to have T-Jazz with us today. So great to have you. Yeah, so please welcome with a great song, Rascal Flatts song, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
Spent the morning at an old friend's grave. Flowers and amazing grace. He was a good man. He spent his whole life spinning his wheels,
never knowing how the real thing feels. He never took a chance or took the time to dance. And I stood there thinking as I said goodbye, today is the first day of the rest of my life. I'm gonna stop looking back and start moving on and learn how to face my fears. Love with all of my heart, make my mark. I wanna leave something here. Go out on a ledge without any net. That's what I'm gonna be about. Yeah, I wanna be running when the sand runs out. 'Cause people do it every day. They promise themselves they're gonna change. I've been there, but I'm changing from the inside out. That was then and this is now. I'm a new man. Yeah, I'm a brand new man. And when they carve my stone, they'll write these words. Here lies a man who lived life for all that it's worth. I'm gonna stop looking back and start moving on and learn how to face my fears. Love with all of my heart, make my mark. I wanna leave something here. Go out on a ledge without any net. That's what I'm gonna be about. Yeah, I wanna be running when the sand runs out. As a cold wind blows across the graveyard, I think I hear the voice of my old friend whisper in my ear. I'm gonna stop looking back and start moving on and learn how to face my fears. Love with all of my heart, make my mark. I wanna leave something here. Go out on a ledge without any net. That's what I'm gonna be about. Yeah, I wanna be running when the sand runs out. I wanna be running when the sand runs out.
Here go Tro, Queen Street Band. I'm stealing your lyrics. It's so funny, I've heard this song in a different way today. And we did it many times in rehearsal. I was focused on other things when it was in rehearsal, though, so it really didn't come through me until I was just standing over there and had kind of a shift. And it actually is really, really appropriate for what I want to talk about today. I'm going to stop looking back and start moving on. Learn how to face my fears. Love with all my heart, make my mark. I want to leave something here. So what I heard today was that particular line. I want to leave something here. How many of us, rhetorical, this is a rhetorical question. Just check in with yourself. A question for reflection. How many of us feel compelled to do something in this experience of life that leaves a mark? Just check in with yourself. Now, maybe you do, maybe you don't. There are some people who are really driven to leave their mark on this, plane of existence. And there are others who are not. There are others who are simply content to just live and experience life in easy flow. And there's shades of gray throughout all of that. I want to leave something here. And I think the reason that this caught me today is that actually, I believe, you can't not leave something here. Even if you're laying back, taking it easy, going with the flow, you can't help but leave something here. Every single one of us has a legacy on this plane of experience. If we didn't have something to offer, I don't think we would be here. I don't think a single one of us would be here if we didn't have something that was meant to be. That's our dharma. That is our life's purpose. And for some, that drive is very, very strong. And for others, it's not as strong, although it does lead. So never underestimate your power to be. Never underestimate your experience on this plane of existence as anything less than stupendous. Because that's the truth. It's a weird word. Like when you really hear the word stupendous, it's a weird word, but that's the word that came out. Today, in the liturgical calendar for Western Christianity, today is the first Sunday of Advent. And I was really struck by this idea today, because Advent is a season that leads up to Christmas. It is the season where, it's so funny because I never talk about, the Christian liturgical calendar ever. But it is the season, really, of anticipation. It is the season of anticipation. What is the anticipation that we experience for what is to come? I don't talk about Jesus that much, but the concept of what we're about to step into and what Western Christianity is about to step into, and quite frankly, what I have called upon December to be, which is a season for peace, I anticipate that our conscious awareness will lead to worldwide peace. That was the promise, I believe, of the Christ consciousness, which is not Jesus the man. Jesus the man embodied the Christ consciousness. We all have this capacity. We all have this capability. To what degree are we, each of us, embodying it today? So this is a season of anticipation. And I ask you this, will you go with me on this journey of understanding that you will be born into the perfectly evolved being that you are as you continue to unfold and express at a higher and higher and higher and higher vibration? We can only do this, I believe, to the degree that we continuously step away from believing, and this is a belief, that anything in the world of the relative, has any, I just said bearing, I can't use this word again. We do this only in such degree as we can step back, see the world of the relative for what it truly is, which is our own creation. All of it is our own creation. This room was co-created by each and every one of us. Our experience in this room was co-created by each and every one of us. That is the nature of this divine power that we call God. It is not something out there. It is that internal evolutionary flow of energy that is constantly creating. That's all it does. That's all God does. Because God is not a personality. It is the creative principle from which all things spring forth. So, to the degree that we can turn away from the relative world and step into the infinite, the absolute, the oversoul, as Emerson calls it, and allow that to simply flow through us, we shift our own experience of life. And that's all we're really responsible for. None of us are responsible for changing anybody else. I'm going to say that again. None of us are responsible for changing anybody else. Not even practitioners. When you go to a practitioner, you know they are not responsible for your healing. Some people have a hard time with that. Well, then why do I go to a practitioner? Why do I go see a minister if they are not on some level responsible for my healing? I cannot be responsible to any degree because I'm not you. You have to be open and receptive to the change first and foremost. If you're not open and receptive to the change, you can't blame me for not experiencing the change. Now, that said, the work of practitioners and ministers through the session that you have is ultimately to lead to that open and receptive space so that when the prayer is done, it is so fully embodied by you that change must occur. But none of us are responsible at the end of the day. None of us take on personal responsibility for anyone that comes to us. What we do is we look upon each and every face. We understand each and every experience as an experience of God meeting God, of the divine meeting and understanding at a deeper level the divine. This is stepping into practice. This is stepping into spiritual practice. One of the other great tools that we have at our disposal is the practice of visioning. And the power of visioning cannot be underestimated. Visioning is stepping away from the concepts of the relative and saying, I know nothing, now what can I know? I know nothing. Nothing that ever has been has any bearing on this moment. Now what can I know? What from that infinite nature can come through me to be expressed fully, free of any concept that anything in the past has any bearing on it now? One of the great contributors to the philosophy of New Thought was a man named Thomas Troward. Thomas Troward, he was a lawyer and a judge in India, and later, after he retired from the bench, he continued on to metaphysical studies and actually became the first president of the International New Thought Alliance. He was a great influence on Ernest Holmes, one of the two major influences on Ernest Holmes, who was the teacher of this philosophy that we stand for here. Thomas Troward, Ralph Waldo Emerson was the other. There is a quote that we frequently turn to and we teach from the works of Thomas Troward, where he wrote, "We enter the absolute in such degree as we withdraw from the relative." We enter the absolute in such degree as we withdraw from the relative. Think about that idea. If we want to become more of the God that we already are, we must withdraw from the relative and enter the absolute. And then there's this really interesting thing that happens, right? So Judy mentioned the Science of Mind book. This is the basis, this is the foundational basis for the majority of the classes that we teach. Certainly those who are in class on Sundays right now, you've been going through this particular book, The Science of Mind. He wrote this initially in 1926. The version that we use is a revised edition from 1938. And he wrote very much in line with what Thomas Troward was teaching. We enter the absolute in such degree as we withdraw from the relative. So does that statement make sense? We enter the infinite nature of God as we step back from the circumstances of our lives. Sounds like we're all going to go sit and meditate on a mountaintop. Later on in his life, and this is where I think we should actually have this be the launching point for where we are now, and for many of us in ministry it is. Ernest Holmes, later in his life, gave a series of lectures. They are loosely published. They're hard to find, but you can find them online and download them for free, called the Seminar Lectures. And in it, he had a real reaction to that particular statement of Troward. We enter the absolute in such degree as we withdraw from the relative. And his objection, after many years of teaching the science of mind, is this: we cannot withdraw from the relative. To say we withdraw from the relative to enter the absolute now sets up separation as though there are two separate things. There is the absolute and the relative. There is God, and there are the circumstances of our lives. And so the way he has now corrected this, and Holmes very clearly says, Troward was wrong. In the seminar lectures, he says, Troward was wrong. And he says, and he wrote, this is written several times in the seminar lectures, Holmes wrote, the relative is the absolute at the level of the relative. And I've used that quote quite a bit. The relative is the absolute at the level of the relative. So, everything that shows up in our lives is God. All of it. It's all an expression of the absolute. It is at the level of the relative. That is, it may be at a lower vibrational frequency, which is what I think events in Paris are at a lower vibrational frequency. The refugee crisis in Syria at a lower vibrational frequency. The response by our neighbors to the south, because not so much here, even though the rhetoric has seeped in a little bit here, but the response is at a lower vibrational frequency because it takes out of the equation the understanding that every single one of us is living this life together. We're all in it. We're all in this together. Which then makes me think of High School Musical. If you've ever seen, there's a big song called "We're All in This Together" in High School Musical. Oh, wow. But we are all in this together. Every single one of us. And so, at what level do you choose to vibrate today? Now, there's another section of the seminar lectures which really, really drew me in today. It's a rather long quote. So I'm going to read it, and then we're going to talk about it. In it, Ernest Holmes wrote this: if you wish to see whether or not you are entering the absolute, so he's taking the words of Troward, and he's going to adjust it for his own need. If you wish to see whether or not you are entering the absolute, ask yourself, in my thinking, does the answer to the problem depend on anything past, present, or future? If it does, your treatment stops there. Your treatment stops there, at that degree of relativity. This makes the manifestation, whatever you're trying to create in your life, it makes the manifestation of that thing contingent upon the past, present, or future circumstances or ideas that you have. If our work, if the work we are doing stops at the idea of limitation or incurability, then it is limited and incurable. Now I stand up here every week and I say, there is nothing that is beyond the power of ourselves to create in our lives. There is no sense of disease that is not completely curable. That's a hard one for people because the immediate response for most people, because we have been socialized and culturalized and we have habitualized this idea in our mind, cancer cannot be cured except through medicine, possibly, and even then. I talked about it last week. There was the woman who became the... No. I talked about the whirling dervish, but I didn't talk about the other story. Again, this is from Oprah Winfrey's series on belief. There was a woman, and this really touched my heart because of my experience with my mother, who diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, was given 4 to 6 months, maybe tops, to live, continued to live a very vibrant life for 2 more years through her belief. She went in for treatment for the standard chemotherapy, radiation, all of that. She went in for that, but she understood that her healing would be more contingent upon her belief about her experience in this world of form than anything else. And so she was drawn to chemotherapy. There was a belief in her that there was nothing stopping her from curing the experience of disease in her own mind. And that's where all perception of cure starts. If you wish to see whether or not you are entering the absolute, ask yourself, in my thinking, does the answer to the problem depend on anything past, present, or future? So first of all, she could have looked at the statistics for pancreatic cancer, which are not very good. And I can weigh this with my mother and her experience of pancreatic cancer, and she very much went into the statistical analysis. Well, this is what they say, so it must be so. This other woman, this is what they say. I am going to question that because I have the capacity to think critically in my own mind. And as I question this idea, something must shift. Does the answer to the problem depend on anything past, present, or future? That's all statistics. If it does, your treatment stops at that degree of relativity. When we decide that the statistics are so, whatever it is we are trying to change in our life stops. That's it. You cannot go any further than the decision you have embodied because you've just said, oh, well, I have 4 months. I mean, and how many people, this is the idea, this is something that happens in mind. How many people listen to their doctor, I'm really on this today, listen to their doctor, and the doctor says, you have 4 months to live. And 4 months to the day, you hear about it all the time. I mean, I hear about it all the time because I'm in a profession where I hear about it all the time. It's very common. It's very common. So that's where the treatment stops. That's where the manifestation of whatever it is you're trying to create stops, at the level of your decision that the past, present, or future has anything to do with your entering the absolute, your understanding of who you are. That is the lower vibrational frequency, and our work is to step into the higher vibrational frequency to understand that we are in control of all of it. Every single bit of it. 100%. So when the sand runs out, will you leave your mark? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. You can't not leave your mark. Today's talk is called Reviewing the Mirror. Reviewing the mirror. When we look in a mirror, we see a reflection. That reflection is simply the world of form looking right back at us. Now, if you got the Friday email, I wrote re-viewing the mirror, which is meant to suggest this idea. When we look in the mirror, can we truly view the face of God looking back at us? Can we truly step into that paradigm? Can we truly, truly embody this understanding to such a deep level that past, present, and future no longer have any bearing on the forward momentum and evolution of our lives? That is consciously reviewing the mirror, seeing only God at all times, not seeing the relative. There is absolutely nothing in your past that has any bearing on who you are right now. Nothing, except to the degree that you allow it. So, are you ready to shed any past paradigm that no longer works for you? And I also want to be clear, you can hold on to the things that do work for you. But remember, those are limitations as well. I choose to live an unlimited, boundless life. That's my choice today. And I invite you all on this journey of unlimited, boundless living with me. Namaste. Thank you. I got a thumbs up. Yeah! I'm going to invite you to take out whatever it is you're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution. And if you're part of the Step Up program, one of the things I do want to remind you, this week and next week, we're asking if you are going to continue in the Step Up program for next year or join up for 2016. We would like to know by next Sunday so that I can sit down and do the budget for the 2016 fiscal year. So the forms are in the lobby, and I think they may not have been handed out today, but the forms are available. And just as a reminder, if you have been in the Step Up program in the past, please, I'll use this as an example. Please fill out a new form for this year. So these forms are all in the store and lobby. Thank you, Shahrose. Take whatever it is you're offering the center today, your investment, your tithe, your commitment to the longevity and prosperity of this place, allowing us to simply step out into the world and do great work. You know, it's not all about what happens within these walls. What matters to me is also what happens beyond these walls. I am very committed to the Red Door Shelter. I am very committed to Casa Guatemala. These are the things that truly feed my soul and areas in which I choose to lead this community to give. And so every dollar that you donate helps those things as well. So I invite you to hold it, bless it, understand it for what it is, and just take a moment to reflect upon this too is God. This too is creative. This too is good. And so as we share the good comes back to us, and it continues the infinite circulation of life. That's the truth. And so we're going to sing and celebrate by this great song, Thank You for This Day. Feel free to stand up, get into the groove as the baskets go around. So this is a bit of a call and response. You'll catch on. Most of you will know this from before. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Sing that.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day.
All right, and so this is the point where I come to you and I ask what you are grateful for. What are you grateful for, Judy? Friends. Here we go. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
My magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
That's good. I'm going to have Judy do a blessing over the offering while the groove happens underneath. And then we'll finish this out.
Let us be grateful. Let us be grateful for all the good in our life, all the good that keeps flowing. And I am grateful. I am grateful for the gifts in these baskets, in this basket. I'm grateful for the love that goes with it. I'm grateful for all that it does. The gifts in this basket, the love in this basket, the God in this basket goes forth to bless this center and allow our board of directors to make great choices, wonderful choices that allow us to expand and grow in gratitude In gratitude, I let it go, I let it be so, and together we say,
And so it is. Wonderful. Helen, what are you grateful for today? Peace. We'll go with peace. Here we go. Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace.
Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace.
Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace.
Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace.
This loving peace.
This loving peace.
This loving peace.
This loving
peace.
This loving peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all so much. Grateful to each and every one of you. A couple of things that I want to remind you of. I have already reminded you about the stewardship, the Step Up program. I also want to let you know that our collection for the Red Door ends next Sunday. So please take a ornament off of our tree that will give you an indication of something that is needed at the Red Door Family Shelter. Go out, grab it, bring it back here, and we will make sure that those items get delivered in time for the holidays. I also want to remind everybody that we have a potluck coming up on December 20th. In fellowship following service, we're going to have a party, and we invite you all to bring a dish. There is a sign-up for appetizer, salad, some kind of entree or dessert, right? Yeah, and that sign-up is in the gift and bookstore as well. Also, let everybody know that our gift and bookstore is open during the week. So if people want to come and find inspirational items, especially at the holidays, we have some great stuff that's coming in, and we have some great stuff that's there now, which are very good gift items. So if you are looking to share this wonderful, uplifting philosophy with other people, it's a great way to do that. So check that out. We are open to the hours we've put onto the announcement sheet as well. We also still need volunteers, always looking for volunteers. I'm grateful to everyone who steps up and gives of their time and their talent in this center. It warms my heart to know that we come together in community every week and we all help each other out. Also, we have a board meeting coming up on December 13th after service. That's 2 weeks from today. And midweek meditation continues. Even though there's no Wednesday night class, we are continuing the meditation at 6 p.m. So I encourage you all to show up for that. All right. Let's take a breath. Let us each understand that we are on the precipice of change. And all it requires, this change we seek, this change into a peaceful, harmonious world, is the willingness to take the step into it. Right here, right now, goodness flows. Right here, right now, love is fully expressed. Right here, right now, we are the peace we seek to express. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever been has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. And so right here, right now, I take the opportunity to wake up. Wake up to the deepest understanding that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite creative resource. There is only one thing going on, and that is the infinite creation of this divine energy flowing throughout all things. Each and every one of us is a perfect, individualized expression of this divine loving power. There is only God and nothing else. And each of us is part of it, swimming in a sea of receptivity. It is 100% receptive to everything that we put into it. And so I call upon it right here and right now, on behalf of each and every one of us, to express itself by means of deeper love, deeper harmony, deeper peace. I call upon this for this entire planet, knowing that this change starts in mind right here and right now. And as we each of us embody this idea, it grows from this place, raises the vibration of this entire planet, and cannot help but do just that. We are the change. So, I step into this change. I step into being the beacon. I step into the light, and I invite everyone here to do so as well. This light is fully present, and it shines forth for all to see. And for this, I am so grateful. Grateful for everything that has aligned perfectly today to make this message known. Grateful for all that has flowed, trusting that the flow continues, for each and every one of us is at that perfect place of understanding. And so the flow circulates. I'm grateful for everyone who stepped up today into the experience of service. I'm grateful for Helen, our board member. Grateful for Jackie and Carol setting up. I'm grateful for Susan stepping into service after we finished today. Grateful for Sandra, our greeters. Susan, a greeter. I'm grateful. Grateful for Margaret Ann in the bookstore. Carrie on sound. I'm grateful for Jim on our webcast, ensuring we are seen by more than just the people in this room. Certainly we are felt beyond the idea of these walls. I am grateful to Sha Rose for her meditation this morning. Infinitely grateful to Judy for her words of wisdom and inspiration. I'm grateful to Pierre Gautreau and the entire Queen Street Band. And I'm grateful to this community, each and every one of us, for showing up, not just here, but in our lives, showing up as we are, based in the truth of who we are, which is God. And so in gratitude, I relax, I release, I let go, I trust in the perfect law of cause and effect, step out of the way, and let it be so. As together we say, and so it is. Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love. To the deepest kind of love. To the sweetest kind of life. To the sweetest kind of life. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, get ready, my soul. Namaste. And now that we are all ready, let's let our love flow with our final song as we pitch it out into the streets and take this goodness into the world. Feel free to sing along, dance with us. The lyrics are on your sheet.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you deep in space and lay you under its love and embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Everybody! Just let your love flow like a mountain let your love grow. With the smallest of dreams and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, that's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason.
I think we should do that again. Come on.
Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason.
Have a great week, everyone.